You are welcome to Enugu State This Week, our weekly platform that records major activities that took place in the state within the passing week. First, let's take a look at some of the stories that made our news bulletins within the week in review. Don't forget you can join us live on Radio Garden by downloading the Radio Garden app from Google or Apple Play Store. Visit our website on www.esbsenugu.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu and follow us on our other social media handles on X at Enugu ESBS and Instagram Enugu ESBS. I'm Precious Chukwekezie. First, we'll begin on a joyous note. Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mbah has commissioned the newly rebuilt Hotel Presidential Enugu with a vow to bring back other moribund assets in the state, with his audacious intentions to make Enugu a premier destination for investment, living, leisure, and tourism. Performing the function on Thursday at the Hotel Presidential premises, Dr. Mbah commended Enugu for believing in his administration, saying the dead dreams of the founding fathers must be resurrected. Our correspondent, Fred Nnaji. Our Government House correspondent, Fred Nnaji, has more on this report.
The Hotel Presidential Enugu, built by Michael Okpara's administration and commissioned in 1963 as a symbol of the Eastern region's resilience, elegance, and enterprise, went moribund for over 15 years due to poor management and negligence. In the beginning of Dr. Mbah's administration, he made a solemn vow to create job opportunities for the teeming youth of the state and eradicate poverty by revitalizing dormant assets, creating new ones, and turning liabilities into engines of growth. Mbah, who said the Hotel Presidential has been rebuilt and turned into a world-class hospitality edifice, said Enugu is open for business.
The economic value is already visible. This hotel alone supports hundreds of direct jobs: culinary and events team, engineering, landscaping, suppliers, and several other opportunities. Every conference day books our taxis and our CNG buses. Every visiting family discovers our art, our music, our cuisine, and our warmth.
Earlier, the State Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Ugochi Madeke, while describing the governor as a silent achiever, said the Hotel Presidential would not only increase the state's internally generated revenue, but also project Enugu to the world.
Your Excellency, today we salute you. You have given back to Enugu not just a building, but a symbol of hope. You have turned shame into pride and ruins into glory. For this, history will remember you, and generations yet unborn will bless your name. Hotel Presidential lives again.
In interviews, the chairman Nkanu East Local Government Area and the chairman Association of Local Government of Nigeria, Argon, Enugu State Chapter, Sydney Ede, Chairman Ozowan Local Government Area, Chijioke Ezugu, Chairman of Izagu Local Government Area, Vitalis Ndo, the Chairman of Ibweze South Local Government Area, and the Deputy Chairman of Argon, Ferdinand Ukweze, and the host Local Government Area Chairman, Ibn Akono, expressed satisfaction with the leadership of Governor Mba, noting that Enugu State would soon become a model for emulation. From Government House, Enugu, I am Fred Nnaji for ESBS News.
On Enugu transportation upgrade, Ohaneze Ndibo Worldwide, under the leadership of Senator John Azutambata, has hailed Governor Peter Ndubisimba of Enugu State over the inauguration of 5 ultra-modern transport terminals in various parts of the state. In line with his integrated blueprint for a modern and multimodal transportation ecosystem, Ohaneze also commended Governor Mba for the rollout of 100 out of the 200 CNG mass transit buses, launch of Enugu State modern transport system, and construction of 80 modern bus shelters and bays across the state. Similarly, the Enugu State government has announced the availability of the EJ card for commuters of the CNG buses at all bus terminals, noting that collection is free. Commuters are expected to load 600 naira and above on the EJ card using their names and phone numbers. The state government has also reviewed the prices for the CNG bus fares, as commuters from Gariki terminals are expected to pay 400 naira to Abwani, 700 naira to Ababa, 300 naira to Holy Ghost, and 600 naira to Emene. From Holy Ghost terminal to Emene will cost 300 naira, Abwani and Four Corners 700 naira, Gariki 300 naira, Ababa 300 naira, Nsuka 2,200 naira, Knife Mile 500 naira, Udi Oje River 1,200 naira, among other adjustments. While from Ababa Terminal to Gariki will cost 700 naira, Holy Ghost will be 300 naira, Nsuka 1,800 naira, and Abani at 1,200 naira. In another development, the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafio, has commended the Enugu State Governor, Dr. Peter Mba, for approving the payment of 20,000 naira allowance for the corps members posted to the state for their national service. The NYSC DG, who made the commendation on Monday when he led other top officials of the scheme on a courtesy visit to the governor in his office, said the gesture was to augment the federal government allowance of 77,000 naira paid to the corps members. Again, our Government House correspondent Fred Nnaji has more on this report.
Describing Enugu as welcoming with a conducive environment, which has made the corps members refuse to return home after service, the NYSC DG Brigadier General Nafiu commended the governor for his support to the scheme in various ways, especially the complete rebuilding of the Ogu Orientation Camp, built in 1973 and is said to be the first in Nigeria to an enviable standard. He further charged the corps members across the country to respect the norms and values of their host states in order to foster cohesion and a cultural integration.
Excellency taking the board by the horns to completely rebuild this town and give it a befitting status of the first camp in Nigeria. And I believe others that we are still making similar appeals will take precedent in that direction. And I equally overhead, even though I'm waiting for confirmation, that His Excellency has graciously approved to augment corps members' allowances in this stage. This is highly commendable also.
The Governor Dotumba, while assuring the NYSC DG of his administration's commitment to completing the rebuilding of the Ogu orientation camp within the shortest time, said it is expected to be commissioned by the end of this year 2025, and they commended the DG for the great job he is doing. The governor, who described the NYSC as a veritable platform that brings young people across cultures, faith and regions together to serve their fatherland, said aside the rebuilding of the orientation camp, the state government has other interventions for this scheme, and they promise continued support to the welfare and the safety of the core members posted to the state.
We were glad also that we were able to work with you to get from the Federal Road Safety Corps a location where we have core members carrying out their orientation activities. So we want to also take this opportunity to commend FRSC for providing us that location. Our hope is that we'll be inviting you before the end of the year to come for the official commission of the new
Brigadier General Nafiu was in Enugu on a working visit to the state to inspect the NYSC orientation camp in Enugu to get first-hand appraisal on how the state secretariat is running the orientation activities, ascertain the safety and welfare of the staff, and have a robust advocacy engagement with the state government to further deepen the symbiotic relationship between the government and the scheme. From Government House, Enugu, I am Fred Naji for SBS News.
On a judicial-related story, Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mbah has assured that the state government will embrace a high-tech judicial system that eliminates outdated processes and strengthens justice delivery, while also prioritizing the welfare of workers across all sectors. The governor made this known at the annual conference of the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, Enugu State Branch. Speaking on the theme, embracing disruptive innovation, leveraging technology to enhance justice administration and delivery in Enugu State, Governor Mbah, represented by his special advisor on legal matters, Barrister Osinachi Nnajeze, said his administration was committed to transparency, integrity, efficiency, and speed in justice delivery through technology. He highlighted innovations already introduced, including e-affidavits, e-filing, virtual hearings, and electronic transcript services through verbatim reporting. In other transportation-related stories, the federal government has revised the concession agreement for the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, cutting the duration from the initially proposed 80 years to 30 years. The original draft public-private partnership arrangement has suggested an 80-year concession with an optional 20-year extension, a proposal that sparked outrage, particularly in the southeast, with critics describing it as an attempt to mortgage the region's future. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, announced the decision at a briefing in the State House, stressing that the adjustment reflects the government's commitment to transparency and responsiveness to public concerns. You are on to Enugu State This Week, coming to you from Enugu State Broadcasting Service. We'll take a short break now, but we'll return in no time. We're glad to welcome you back to Enugu State This Week, coming to you from Enugu State Broadcasting Service. Do stay back as we'll bring you the rest of the stories. Still on the news this week, former Minister of Aviation, Chief Osita Chidoka, has applauded Enugu State's landmark 320 billion naira allocation to education, which represents 33% of the state's 2025 budget, describing it as a bold and unprecedented investment in the future of young people. Chidoka made the commendation while delivering a keynote address at the 6th annual lecture of the College of the Immaculate Conception CIC Alumni Association held at the International Conference Center, Enugu. He noted that the budgetary allocation is a progressive step, but stressed that Nigeria must go beyond symbolic figures to bridge its education funding gap when compared with global standards. On another story, the Managing Director, Enugu State Broadcasting Service, ESBS, Mr. Lade Akeredolu Ale, has assured the State Council of the Nigeria Union of Journalists of the organization's support and collaboration to foster the needed change in the union. Mr. Akeredolu Ale gave the assurance on Tuesday when he played host the new executive of the NUJ, Enugu State Council, led by the chairman, Comrade Obinna Obuka, in his office, where he also emphasized the importance of the union to have a database for journalists in order to read the profession of quackery. Our correspondent, Chigozie Alex Nwafo, has the rest of the story.
The managing director, who commended the union for the several disruptive initiatives it has brought into the union, appreciated the idea of the media award initiated by the union in the state for the performing journalists, as well as the station heads, the ESBS boss, while advocating training and retraining of the members to be able to confront frontally the emerging world of the artificial intelligence, frowned at the mindsets of some practitioners who have derailed from the core essence of the profession because of brown envelopes. He further encouraged the union to form a cooperative to assist the members in achieving their personal goals seamlessly.
We need to also change the mindset of our men to the extent that your attitude to the job you are doing is also a function of how you get benefits. It doesn't matter whether it's a government establishment or it's a private sector organization. Your attitude to that job, that is, look, at least the job I'm being given. For as long as I'm doing it, I'll give it the best that I can. I like the way you have begun. Communication is key. If there's any issue, please let us know.
Earlier, NUJ Chairman, Enugu State Council, Comrade Obinna Obuka, who appreciated the MD for the transformation in ESBS, re-echoed the establishment of a database for the journalists in Nigeria in a bid to sanitize the union and curtail the ravaging menace of fake news in society. Comrade Obuka noted that in a bid to foster unity among the members, a media football competition would be introduced, as well as a welfare package for the members.
Without being told, sir, we are aware that our profession is almost under siege because of this issue of citizen journalism. Anybody that has a smartphone now claims to be a journalist. And when you have all these fake news misinformation, they will blame us for that. So the national body trying to put up this mechanism where we have the inspection of all members of NUJ in the database. You can click your phone if you say you are a journalist. If you publish any fake news and you have been confirmed that you are a journalist, you will face the consequence.
The managing director later took the NUJ executive on a facility tour of the brand new digital equipment procured by the Peter Mba administration aimed at taking the state-owned broadcast media outfit to an enviable height. Chigozie Alex Nwafo, ESBS News.
Again, on the news this week, the Enugu State government has announced a tariff advisory ahead of the Nigerian Bar Association National Conference scheduled to hold in the state from Monday, August 25 to Saturday, August 30, 2025. According to the notice, keke riders, commercial buses and private vehicles are advised to avoid certain restricted entry points during the week-long events to ensure smooth traffic management and security. The government traffic advisory listed specific routes that will be open to all categories of vehicles. They include Presidential Road till First Bank, Mbokiti Junction, MSP Uwani Timber, Maryland, ESBS Monkey Junction, ESBS Homeland, Agric Bank Ike-Ekporamadu, Agric Bank Independence Layout Police Station, Bisala Road, Rangers Avenue Junction, Roban Stores Junction, Presidential Road, House of Assembly Quarters Road, Ogui Road, Obiagu Road, New Haven, Ogui Road, Abakaliki Road, Zik Avenue, Abani Road. The notice also listed areas that will be completely restricted to keke riders and other motorists from August 25th to 30, to include Sullivan Junction, Roban, Niger Foundation Junction, Rangers Avenue, Cubana Junction by Rangers Avenue, Mbokoti Junction by Kawash, IMT by Spa Junction, ESBS Junction, Agric Bank Junction, as well as Toscana Junction, and all access roads leading to Obara Square. Motorists and commuters are advised to plan their movements accordingly and adhere strictly to traffic guidelines during the conference period. On electricity matters, Main Power Electricity Distribution Company has filed a formal petition before the Enugu Electricity Regulatory Commission (EERC). The petition, signed by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Manpower Electricity Distribution Limited, Dr. Ernest Mupwaya, and dated 14th August 2025, is a fallout of the tariff reduction order by the EERC, which took effect from August 1, 2025. The EERC had in the said order reduced tariff for Band A customers from 209 Naira per kilowatt to 160 Naira per kilowatt, while freezing Bands B and C, a development that was roundly condemned by both the National Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, the Nigerian companies, Gencos, and other distribution companies, DISCOs, as well as the Federal Ministry of Power. A public affairs analyst, Chikeze Obasi, has called on the federal government to step up actions on the recent comments of the Canadian courts tagging the ruling All Progressives Congress and the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) as terrorist organizations. Mr. Obasi, while featuring on ETV Spotlight program, dismissed the statement as mere Western intimidation from the developed countries. He maintained that Nigeria and the African continent at large should brace up and change the narrative as brandished by the Western world, while urging the federal government to tackle the issue through legal means and diplomacy. Obasi advised Nigerians to stop accepting every statement from the developed countries as a true reflection of their home country.
I believe that it's a legal infraction, the APC, or I think here in this case they mention more of a PDP. The federal government should be able to support PDP fully to engage in international, go back to UK, to Canada, and then file a notice of appeal against that judgment. In the first instance, they were not notified, so why mention them, in that court? And then they should be able to go through that hall and then state it clearly and exonerate themselves. If the court has evidence that a political party met anywhere to perpetrate violence, they should be able to bring it up. If individual decides to in connivance with members of some political parties to perpetrate electoral violence, then punish those ones accordingly, but not the political party. Because I don't know if the political party had any place where they actually accepted.
On security, the Nigerian Police Enugu State Command has arrested one Obodago Ikediebere Wisdom, 18, for the kidnapping and gruesome murder of his 5-year-old male second cousin, Obodago Wisdom. His accomplice, Sunday Michael, male, aged 24, a security guard at Night Mile and native of Mayo Belwa local government area of Adamawa State, was also arrested. The suspects were apprehended on 11th and 12th August 2025 by operatives of the Command's Anti-Kidnapping Tactical Squad, following intelligence gathered after ransom demands were reported. In keeping with the Enugu State government's policy to guarantee land title certainty and investor confidence in the land's ecosystem, the state is implementing a digitally secure and tamper-proof survey system for all government layouts, including GRA, Gulf Estate, Gulf Annex, Independence Layout, Trans-Ekolo, New Haven, and others. This initiative is part of the state's digital land transformation program designed to enhance transparency, eliminate disputes, and strengthen property security in line with Governor Peter Mbah's vision for a modern and investor-friendly Enugu. The exercise, which will commence on August 21st, 2025 to end February 16, 2026, all landowners and stakeholders in the affected layouts are required to visit the designated offices to process their digital land identity and secure their property rights for the future. This was contained in a statement signed by the State Commissioner for Lands and Urban Development. Comrade Chukwuemeka Mbah has said the call to empower Nigerians in diaspora with voting rights is important, while calling on the National Assembly to expedite action by amending sections of the Constitution and the Electoral Act 2010 as amended to make way for Nigerians living outside the country to participate in the electoral process and vote. The public affairs analyst noted that Nigerians in diaspora are citizens of Nigeria interested in the affairs of their country, and they make considerable contribution to the economy through huge financial inflow. On rights of inmates to vote, he believes also that it should be considered and approved. And now we end the news with this story on politics. The youth wing of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Enugu State has begged Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mbah, to join the party. This was made known by the leader of the youth wing of the party in the state, Mr. Peter Chime, during the Progressive Youth Wing stakeholders meeting held in Enugu. Chime, while addressing the stakeholders, said it had been the yearning of the stakeholders that the governor of Enugu State joins the party. And with that story, we have come to the end of today's edition of Enugu State This Week. You can join us live on Radio Garden by downloading the Radio Garden app from Google or Apple Play Store. Visit our website on www.esbsenugu.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu and follow us on our other social media handles on X at Enugu ESBS, on Instagram, Enugu ESBS. We are sincerely grateful for your companionship, and we promise to come back next week with a fresh package of Enugu State This Week. Until then, and on behalf of my producer, Ngozi Kamba, I thank you immensely for being part of the program. I'm Precious Chukwekezie. Have a good evening.